Who is Shadow the Hedgehog?
He's only the second most popular character in the whole canon!
No, seriously. Who is he?
Oh my god, he's so goddamn cool!
Well, guess what? Contrary to popular belief, Shadow the Hedgehog was actually not inspired by Vegeta from the Dragon Ball franchise. Shadow the Hedgehog made his first appearance in Sonic Adventure 2, which was actually developed by Sonic Team in America in San Francisco, California. While there, director Takashi Iizuka was made aware of just how popular dark anti-heroes were in the United States, and thought it would be a good idea to include such a character in Sonic Adventure 2. In fact, at Anime Expo 2024, Iizuka explicitly notes that Shadow is heavily inspired by characters like Spawn from Todd McFarlane and Image Comics, who, bonus fun fact, actually made an appearance in the Archie Sonic comics. I guess that explains the edgy dark motif and prolific use of firearms, and here I just blamed it on the children. However, did you know that the final design that we now associate with Shadow actually used to look much different? Meet Terios the Hedgehog, the early prototype design for Shadow, complete with a missing eye and a color scheme much closer to the blue blur. Terios loosely translates to reflection of, which seems to be an on-the-nose reference, as Terios was supposed to be a dark reflection of Sonic. A lack of subtlety in a Sonic game? Next you'll tell me the sky is blue. In fact, I theorize that this early placeholder design is responsible for the ongoing plot point of why people kept confusing Sonic and Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2, which never made sense to me even as a kid, but now it does if you just imagine this model there instead. Now I'm wondering what would have been the story of how he lost that eye. Speaking of Shadow's backstory, there better be a shot in the upcoming Sonic 3 movie where we see a little girl get taken down from a firing squad. Don't chicken out like they did in the Shadow the Hedgehog game. Shadow the Hedgehog, the game not the character, was an attempt at taking the franchise in a slightly more edgy and adult direction. However, Sonic Team seemed to have pulled a lot of their punches at the 11th hour. Originally, the game was going for a teen rating, but when Sega caught word of the new E10 rating that would be coming out during the game's development, they decided to lean into that age rating for the sake of selling more games to a wider audience. This meant that a lot of content that was already in the game had to be censored or cut out completely. Some edgier dialogue was cut out, blood was changed from red to green or just straight up removed, along with the sight of people like gun soldiers explicitly dying. This also included a cutscene from Shadow's memories where Maria was shot down by gun soldiers, but the explicit scene of her limp body was no longer present in the game. I'm just saying, it would be a great excuse to traumatize some kids if we had a scene like that in the upcoming movie. Now, there's one scene I just know is going to be in the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie. Given the fact that we know Sonic 3 is going to be heavily inspired by Sonic Adventure 2, there's a good chance that the climax is going to be the same, with Shadow seemingly sacrificing himself and plummeting to Earth after the final battle in outer space. Fun fact, this was actually supposed to be the death of Shadow, as there weren't really any other games planned beyond Sonic Adventure 2 that would have included him. It was thanks to Sonic Adventure 2's overwhelming popularity that Shadow was included in Sonic Heroes with his own side story, which then turned into the main story for his own original game. And that fall also probably explains why Shadow has a confirmed fear of heights. What is more or less confirmed is that Rouge the Bat will not be in the upcoming Sonic 3 movie. Those cowards. Which is a shame, because I think she's probably the best companion to Shadow in the franchise. I know Rouge is often paired with Knuckles because he's the stoic brute to Rouge's flirtations, but I genuinely think that her dynamic with Shadow is just that, but better. The two have canonically spent far more time together, teaming up and going on missions across the comics and games. Rouge seems to be the only one who genuinely understands him on a more complex level, and despite being a little tsundere, she is the one he has constantly gone out of his way to save. So I ship it, even though it should have been me, not him. It's not fair. If you're interested in more retro and nostalgic themed content, consider subscribing here on YouTube or following me over on my Twitch channel. Is there a certain game or franchise that you want me to tackle? Leave a comment below and tell me your thoughts. My name is Bolts the Mechanic, and we are now closed for business.